Hi, I'm Debbie Bachman with the Venture and Emerging Brands Group at Coca-Cola, and I'm honored to have Seth Goldman, the president and TeaEO of Honest Tea. Welcome, Seth.
Thank you
so much.
Good to be here.
We are discussing our brand building phase series, and we're in pain of growth right now, which is why Seth is here, because Seth is feeling the pain of growing his brand. Tell us a little bit about Honest Tea, kind of the backstory,
Sure.
why you decided to do the brand.
Well, I launched it in 1998 out of my house. My co-founder was my professor from business school, Barry Nailbuff, and we agreed that there was an opportunity to make a less sweet drink. There was so many drinks with 100 calories, mostly the same ingredients, and we thought, what if we could take a product and put in all natural ingredients and then 17, 30 calories per serving. And as we evolved, we really found that organic was an important point of differentiation. And then we brought out Honest Tea, Honest Aid, and then Honest Kids.
We just finished discussing the proof of concept phase, which is where Honest Tea was when we first made our investment.
Right.
What capabilities did you see that you needed going forward in order to make it into the pain of growth?
Yeah. Well, at the time we started with VEB and Coca-Cola, we had a product that was working in the marketplace. It was operationally, we were barely getting by, so we definitely needed to upgrade our capabilities around expertise, around co-packing, quality, and so we took those steps. And then on the managing the sales side too, we had a good hold on the natural channel, but we needed additional resources to really succeed in more mainstream channels.
And what have been some of the challenges that you have seen going in pain of growth? And the way we define pain of growth is usually revenue sales of over 50 million, and you're really trying to expand everything about the brand.
Well, there's a few challenges. Certainly one is making sure you're keeping control of, it's really control of the quality, not just of the product, but it's of the culture of the organization.
Which is huge for Honest Tea.
Sure, yeah, that's critical. And our staff has more than doubled since we took in the investment from Coca-Cola, and so we needed to make sure we were still bringing in people who had the same vibe, who had the same passion about the brand and could spread that passion too. So that's an important challenge. I think we've managed that one well. And then, the other challenge is we're reaching consumers now who aren't just in the natural channel. So consumers who won't have heard of our products and may not have even consumed an organic product before. And so we have to get it, number one, into their hands and then try to be relevant to them. And so that's a new set of challenges around marketing and around distribution strategy too.
Yeah, distribution we know is a big deal in this space. Can you share a little bit about what's next for the brand? Any exciting news you have?
Well, one of the things we're doing really for the first time this year is a paid strategic advertising campaign. So we are doing outdoor media with a messaging around refreshingly honest, and we're also doing some TV and video online. And so for us, that's a new way to communicate with people. And of course, the challenge, you want to make sure you're still being consistent with your brand and the heritage of how we've communicated. We want to bring in new customers. We also want our existing customers to feel this is the same brand that they're excited about.
Well, any campaign you do is going to be tough to compete with the Honest Cities. I
Right.
love that, the whole premise.
And we'll be doing that again this year.
Oh, great.
Yep, so
great.
that's another, and for us, once again, it'll be new, but also it'll be old but new, so we'll find a new way to put a new twist on it.
Oh, well, good. And Seth, we talk to a lot of entrepreneurs in venture and emerging brands. What sort of advice do you have that you can share?
Sure. Well, one of the key things is to really make sure you're doing something that's different. There's, as we all know, so much competition. There's so many offerings, and you're just not going to get, you may get to the shelf with a Me Too product, but you're not going to last on the shelf. You're not going to beat competition if you've got a product that's very similar to what everyone else is doing. So it has to really be a meaningful difference, not just a different label or a different bottle. It's really got to stand out and have a very clear reason to be different. And then I think the key is to make sure you stick with that. I think a lot of entrepreneurs get up and running, they may get on the shelf, and then they realize, just as we saw, oh, well, you know what, sweet tea sells more quickly than less sweet tea. We should
Especially in the South.
Well, yeah, we should just make it sweeter, and that's not the answer. The answer is to really make sure you can communicate why your product is less sweet and why it's meaningful, and help evolve consumers toward your product. So that's an important discipline that you need getting in, but also once you're up and running.
Well, Seth, thank you so much
Sure.
for taking your time. You're an icon in the whole natural. I've been at different conferences, and you're very well respected, and VEB's proud to have a relationship.
Thank you.
So thanks a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We're Twitter at VEBatCoke, and our website is www.vebatoke.com. Thanks a lot.